Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for joining us on this gorgeous sunny day. As you can tell, it is truly beautiful outside today. I am Wake County Commissioner Don Miles, and I appreciate you all coming out today. We are here at Crabtree Creek because hard-working groups of volunteers just completed the maiden voyage for our new fleet of Big Sweep boats. Let's give it up for the team and all their hard work. Thank you, guys. Great work. Thanks to the generous donation from Heidelberg Materials, the Big Sweep team can now launch creek cleanup sessions whenever they need. They got 10 sleek new kayaks, 6 sturdy canoes, and all the paddles and safety gear. Now that the weather's warming up, this team is officially ready to lug out whatever trash they find in our waterways. Just today, and talking with some of the volunteers, I understand y'all pull a microwave out. I don't think that works too well with water. So, for those who aren't familiar with it, Big Sweep is a program in Wake County Soil and Water Conservation District. Our amazing staff organized volunteers to remove trash from our waterways like they did today, and also land throughout watershed so that garbage can't wash in our water in the first place. Each year, Big Sweep engages volunteers to host more than 40 cleanup events all across Wake County. They come together on some early mornings to make sure our watershed streams, lakes, and wetlands are litter-free. But I think you guys was out, right about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning when y'all came out, something to that effect. So since 2006, these citizen volunteers have removed tons of trash from our watersheds. That's no exaggeration. They picked up more than 238 tons of garbage. That's a whopping 476,261 pounds of trash and recyclables. Yeah, let's give it up. We would have to line up at least 16 garbage trucks to haul away all the trash Big Sweep had kept out of our waterways. Looking at that pile of loot from today, I guess we need to add one more to make that 17 garbage trucks. So each and every old tire, plastic balls that the crew collects to be recycled or disposed of matters. Each piece of litter they pluck out or haul out, as the case may be, is one less harming our wildlife. It's also one less polluting our water supply. Wake County has some beautiful places, and it's our job to make sure we keep it as it is. Preserving our natural resources, clean water supply, are big priorities for Wake County Board of Commissioners. That's why we are so excited to invest in hiring our new coordinator for the Big Sweep program. We couldn't ask for a better, more passionate team leader than Alec Heineman. Who organizes cleanup events. She also builds partnership with local organizations like Heidelberg Materials to support this work. You'll hear from her in just a few minutes, but I'd love to give a quick round of applause again for Alice and the Soil and Water team for what they do. For 13 years, Heidelberg Materials has supported Big Sweep. They often rented out boats for water cleanups and lent us their staff to help move those boats around. But when the team mentioned that it can be tough scheduling with rental companies and adjusting to the weather, they saw an opportunity to step up by outfitting Big Sweep with its own gear. Now it's my pleasure to introduce you to the man who made that happen, Heidelberg General Manager Darren McMorris. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Absolutely. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Commissioner Miles. Thank you for joining us here today. As he said, I'm Darren McMorris, the General Manager for North Carolina for Heidelberg Materials. 238 tons of trash. In our speak, that would be 16 dump truck loads. I echo the comments made by Commissioner Miles. Without Alex's vision and dedication, we would not be where we are today. It was during one of our conversations last year, Alex shared some of her frustrations of organizing the rentals of the canoes and the kayaks when trying to put these events together. It was out of that discussion was born the idea to take the Wake County Big Sweep to the next level. So I'd like to take just a couple minutes and tell you a little bit about Heidelberg Materials. We're one of the world's largest manufacturers of building materials with leading positions in cement, aggregates, and ready-mix concrete. We are represented in 50 countries and have over 51,000 employees. At Heidelberg Materials, we're committed to building a more sustainable future focused on 4 key building blocks. The first of those is building a net zero future by driving decarbonization of our sector and providing low carbon products. Building a safe and inclusive future, we place the health and well-being of our employees, communities, suppliers at the core of our business. Building a circular and resilient future by driving circularity to reduce and reuse materials and natural resources, and building a nature-positive future. We contribute to a nature-positive world through our industry-leading biodiversity program and sustainable water management. So that brings us here to where we are today. For decades, the Heidelberg Materials Group has produced high-quality aggregates under the name of Nello Tier and Hanson Aggregates to support construction projects in central and eastern North Carolina. These materials are produced locally by more than 200 employees that call this area home. In 2023, the company rebranded and brought all of their businesses under the Heidelberg Materials name. So to many of you, that's why Heidelberg Materials seems like a new name. In support of Heidelberg Materials' commitment to our communities, a partnership began 13 years ago when Jim Hilton and Art Ross got together to float the upper section of Crabtree Creek near one of our sites. Art had the desire, and we had the water access. Since that time, members of our team have joined Wake County Big Sweep and other volunteers to make a difference in our communities. My family and I have personally participated for nearly 10 years. My son actually made the trip today, as he's done many times before. I'd like to take just a couple moments and recognize a few members of our team that have volunteered their time both on and off the creek to make today possible. Jim Hilton, plant manager of our Crabtree Quarry and responsible for getting all of this started with Art, was here this morning to help the launch, but Jim retired in 2021 and is celebrating his 65th birthday today and had to go home and to quote Jim, had to cook for his own party. Harvey Gunnels. Harvey, raise your hand. Harvey is the assistant plant manager and took over for Jim when he retired. Harvey picked up the ball and ran with it. He was instrumental in ensuring this partnership continued. Marianne Hurley. Marianne Hurley is our North Carolina environmental manager. Marianne has been volunteering on the creek for over 10 years and has more trips down the creek than any member of our team. And last but not least, Clay Reichley. Where are you, Clay? So Clay is our North Carolina quality control manager, among many other hats that he wears. Once it was decided to take the Wake County Big Sweep and the Heidelberg Materials partnership to the next level, Clay became the point man and with support from Alex, pulled the plan together. Clay worked diligently and tirelessly on the trailer design, securing the kayaks, and the canoes. Let's give all of those guys a round of applause. Again, our sincerest thanks to Commissioner Mile, Wake County Soil and Water, Raleigh Greenway, and all of the volunteers that made today possible. And with that, I'd like to introduce Alex Heineman.
Hey, everybody. Woo! Can you believe what an amazing day we had on the water? That was something out there. That was amazing. Probably a lot more trash than we'd like to see in the creek, but now that it's out. So I'm Alex Heineman, the coordinator for Wake County Big Sweep. And I just have to say I am beyond thrilled to be here with each and every one of you. Seriously, none of this would have happened without the dedication and passion of so many incredible individuals who made today a reality. Let me take you back to last fall to kind of go over what Darren said, where we had a sweep that got rained out. So Heidelberg Materials, the true champs that they are, came through yet again, hooking us up with boats from Cape Fear River Adventures. And as we were sadly packing up because of the weather, I casually mentioned to Darren, you know, our big dream is to have our own boat someday so we can be more flexible, reach more waterways. And you would not believe it. He, in all seriousness, looked at me and said, yeah, let's talk about that more. And I just was flabbergasted. So that's how it began. And the whole crew got on board after that from Heidelberg Materials. And Clay, in particular, he took the reins and just ran with it, like Darren said. And as our zone captain for this area and our Heidelberg Materials rep, just researching different boats and trailers and equipment, he didn't do just that. He juggled so many different things, so many calls, so many emails, so many invoices for us to make that dream a reality. So his commitment, along with the commitment of all the volunteers that are here today, is just absolutely awe-inspiring. Speaking of awe-inspiring, I'd like to give some big kudos to our friends over at the City of Raleigh Greenway Division. Especially Eric Dodderman. Eric, raise your hand. He is our City of Raleigh Greenway supervisor. So Eric was all in from the get-go. I mean, when I first asked him if he could just help us out with trash disposal, he didn't just say yes and then leave it at that. He got curious. He started brainstorming. And then now we're targeting even more stretches of creek and finding better ways to tackle this litter problem. Eric and his whole team have been so generous with their time and supplies, ensuring our waterways stay safe and clean. Because you know what? Wake County Big Sweep is not just a volunteer program. It is a passion project for so many of us, myself included. It is an absolute honor and a privilege to be out here and surrounded by so many people who genuinely care about our world and are willing to roll up their sleeves and take action for that. And our volunteers, you guys, you're the heart and soul of Big Sweep. And we would not be here cleaning this creek if it was not for you and rocking this new equipment from Heidelberg Materials without you guys. So a big round of applause for our volunteers. So who would have thought 35 years ago that we'd have our very own fleet of boats, thanks to amazing partners like Heidelberg, and we're keeping litter out of our waterways right here where it starts, before it hits the ocean. As Gandhi famously said, be the change that you wish to see in the world. And I'm proud to say, together, we're making it happen. We're creating cleaner communities, cleaner water, and big change. So thank you again for every single one of you today.